Good morning. Ooh, do I still got lipstick on my face? Wearing red lipstick is like, do I look like a crazy clown or do I look like a sex vixen? Like, that's really the only two choices here. There's really no in between. Hey, Aya. Hey, Netta. Hey, Owns. OAWNS. Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm back. Last week was spring break. And so I spent the mornings in my bed instead of in the car. And I needed a break from life. And life gave it to me. And I was like, wow, thank you so much, life. I appreciate you feeling me how I'm feeling you and understanding that we just might need a little break from each other for a while. So I'm back and yeah, I've got stuff to talk about. I'm back in my old car, so I don't have any like cute place. Thank you to put my iPad, so it's like in my lap and I'm kind of driving, so you know, we're trying our best to be safe here. How are you? How was your weekend? How was your Easter? Did you eat any ham? Did you have any pork? I had pork. I had ribs. They were great. My dad made them. It was awesome. Also had some spaghetti. I had some chocolate. I just was really feeling like I indulged in delicious food yesterday. And I hope you got to spend time with people you like. Yeah, so today is Monday, April 22nd, 2019. And Jupiter is retrograde. Jupiter has been retrograde since some date a couple weeks ago. Usually I know these things. I meant to like look at my calendar and remember. Yes, eat all the things. When did Jupiter station direct? Hold on. We got to drive and read the calendar at the same time. Ooh, speaking of calendars, guess what? When I get home, I'm going on the computer. Everything in my store will be 15% off. So you should buy stuff. Jupiter went retrograde on April 10th. That was at 0 degrees Sagittarius. It's been like parked at 0 degrees. Carried over you. Me too, boo. It carried over for me too. Yeah, so Jupiter's been sitting at 0 degrees Sagittarius since it entered Sagittarius, which was March 29th. And today is April 22nd. And today we complete phase 1 of, or rather our preview of Jupiter in Sagittarius. How was it for you guys? How was Jupiter in Sagittarius? Did you have any aha moments around like, why did I believe that in the first place? Like, what is wrong with me? That's not even true. Why have I been telling this story about who I am? Like, I know I'm a great person, but I'm also a bitch sometimes. Like, wow, if I could just embrace the reality of who I am and not fracture off parts of me, maybe I could be a whole human. That's Jupiter in Sagittarius. Like, wow, that's really the story that you've been telling about why your life is the way it is. That's a really great story. How's that working out for you? Do you like it? Does it make you feel good? Are you living your life full of intention and conviction? Are you making your life a living testimony of what you say you believe? Or is there something cock-blocking you? Is there something keeping you from making your life a manifestation of your intentions? What is it? What is it? What is that thing that's like, you tried it. Yeah, me too. Me too, Aya. We're on the same team. Like, exactly. So, like, seriously, like, what is it? Like, what is it that has been keeping you from, like, you say you believe this. You say this is true for you. You say this is real. You say this is who you want to be. You say this is how you want to show up in the world. You say this is what you want your life, your home, your relationships, your family, your physical body, your sense of self, your career, your health. You say this is what you want it to look like. But what is keeping you from doing it? Yes. Systemic oppression, racism, misogyny, misogynoir, voter suppression, the prison industrial complex, the pharmaceutical industrial complex. But if you keep lying to yourself about what it really is, about how much power you really have, you're never going to identify the enemy. The enemy is the story. Guess what the new story is collectively? Oh, maybe we should impeach him. Maybe he is a criminal. Really? You like to believe another story, that the office was going to make him step up to the plate. Boo, you tried it. So carry that over to your life. Like, where have you been telling a story and the past 3 weeks have been just like, wow. Insert the meme of Tanisha from Bad Girls Club with the single tear coming down her face, because it's like, wow, that's really what it's been. So today, Jupiter says farewell to Sagittarius and says, I'll be back, bitches. And it's going to be back on November 4th. And it'll stay there for a while, and then it's going to dip into Capricorn, and then it's going to come back into Sagittarius, and then it's going to go back into Capricorn ad nauseum, blah, 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 blah. So when we're going to Jupiter back into Scorpio, this is really setting us up for like some really interesting things that are going to happen this year. See, the same time that Jupiter is going back into the tail end degrees of Scorpio, Saturn is like parked. And let me pull up my ephemeris while I'm ephemeris freestyle on the memoris. Let me pull up my ephemeris while I was stopped, but that freestyle took all of my red light time. So the same time Jupiter's like, oh yeah, let's go back and revisit all of that Scorpio stuff. See, you got to understand that as we move through Jupiter transits, it's about integrating. It is about like what was going on with Jupiter and Scorpio. Okay, Jupiter and Sagittarius, integrate, contrast, right? Figure out where the thing goes. But now that Jupiter's back in Scorpio, it's like, oh, you're not finished yet. So we have to integrate Jupiter and Libra stuff, which was 2017 to 2018. So at the same time, I got another red light. Let's see if I can do it. Jupiter, I've said this on Twitter yesterday, but a lot of y'all don't follow me. Yes. Oh, let me see if I remember the dates. Okay. Saturn has been at 26 degrees of Sagittarius since April 8th, and it will stay there at like 26 degrees until like the end of May, right? So we have this thing happening where it's almost like, no, it's exactly like Jupiter and Saturn will both station direct at about 20 degrees of their respective signs. As we get closer to the summer, as we get closer to the fall, Jupiter will be chilling out at like 20 degrees Scorpio, ready to station direct. Saturn's going to be chilling out at like 19, 20 degrees Sagittarius, ready to station direct, not till like October or September. Meanwhile, planets in Cancer, planets in Leo, planets in Virgo are all getting the double whammy 1-2 punch from the planetary heavyweights of Jupiter and Saturn. Jupiter is not going to make you rich. Most people, it's not going to make rich. I mean, just look around at your life. Most people you know are poor. So is Jupiter really going to make you rich? Like, please, like, give it up. Just let it go. Jupiter is going to point out your self-delusion, highlight your cognitive dissonance, magnify the dissonance between what you believe and how you act, highlight the narrative that informs how you perceive yourself. How you perceive yourself is a story. One day, I was a good little girl and I did everything that my mommy said. And then another day, I was a bad little girl. But just because I did bad things doesn't mean I'm a bad girl, right? This is a story about who you are. And Jupiter is like, ooh, is that even true? Are you sure? And then you're like, of course it's true. Like, I'm telling the truth. And then Jupiter brings this new experience and it's like, are you sure it's still true? And you're like, how do you deal with the dissonance between what you believe about yourself and the experiences that you actually have in life and how you respond to them? See, some people are so invested. Hi, Alyssa. Good morning. Some people are so deeply invested in telling a particular story about themselves that they will do anything and everything to maintain that story. want to control the story you have in your head of how you perceive them, because they know that the real story is not even true. Narcissists do this. We're all narcissism. There's a healthy level of narcissism, and then there's like an unhealthy level of narcissism. Do your Googles, figure it out. It's been lighting my ass up in my career. So many things, adjusting how I see myself through that filter, yes. So with that being said, Saturn is parked at 26 degrees. Do you know what it means for a planet to be parked at 1 degree for like weeks on end? It means that someone or something is trying to get your attention. What is it? Who is it? What are they trying to say to you? Saturn. Oh, I'm so excited because I'm working on this lunar return workbook for you guys, and I've been updating like my tables for planetary significations that like you have in your eclipse guide and your 2019 sidereal astrology guide. And so as I was like working through this, I was like, oh my God, I have to add responsibilities and obligations to the table for Saturn significations. So anyways, so Saturn is drawing your attention to your responsibilities and obligations, but it's also trying to get you to really reckon with limits in your life and in the world. There are two primary kinds of limits. There are limits in consciousness. This is limits in what you can know, how you know it. This is Saturn saying, how shall you cope with the unknown? How are you going to deal with the fact that you don't got no clue what's going on, what's about to happen? Like, what knowledge are you relying on when the lights are off and you cannot see the path ahead, right? And then Saturn is talking about limits in our bodies. Like, wow, you need to take your butt to bed. You're tired. Well, the clock is ticking. It's over. Time to go home, right? Saturn is really talking to us about real limits in life. Real limits like, wow, I'm old now. That liquor hit different now that I'm old, right? Or, I cannot eat like I've been eating. I cannot sleep the way that I've been sleeping. I am sick. I have a chronic disease. I have an illness. And so now I cannot be and do the things that I've been doing before. So Saturn is real. Like, let's just be real. Saturn is no. Saturn is not yet. Saturn is, it's never going to happen, boo, give it up. Saturn is, you thought. Saturn is, wow, you want a cookie, you're an adult. Saturn is, you think you have all the time in the world and you're going to live forever. Well, let me check you out real quick by allowing you to experience death, right? Not necessarily your own, but often someone else's. So we have the existential crisis of, oh my God, I'm not going to live forever. What am I going to do? I only have 24 hours and I need to go to bed and I need to eat and I need to work, but I really want to do this, but why can't I do this? Why would it let me do this? So Saturn is really like, well, since we're in Jupiter's home, I think that you really need to establish a narrative around what you're building that's rooted in your intentions and convictions. But here's the rub, my friends. Jupiter and Saturn, as of today, are back in adjacent signs. And if you have participated in, purchased, listened, read, or downloaded my introduction to sidereal astrology, you will know that adjacent signs are the most different. So Sagittarius is mutable fire, Scorpio is fixed water, and in these two signs, we are talking about the survival instinct that you think you have control of, but no, it actually controls you. And Jupiter is here to tell you that you don't even know. You're not even aware. You couldn't even fathom the way that your survival instinct has shaped your experience of your very own body. The way that your survival instinct has shaped your family. The way that your survival instinct has written a story about what it means to survive. And so Jupiter is like, oh, you need to know though. You really need to know that you thought you were doing this of your own free will, but you really just rationalized it because you were too young to really understand, or it was too traumatic at the time. And so now you really need to understand the things about you, the things about your life, the stories that you've been telling that have been purely a consequence of your survival instinct. You didn't choose them. And these very things, sometimes we call them trauma, sometimes we call them loss, difficulty, all of those things. These are the very things that undermine your ability to make your life a living testimony of your intentions and convictions. See, there's conscious intention where it's why you think you're doing something, right? And this is really why I personally got into astrology, because I could not understand why people were always like undermining themselves and why people were so unaware of their own motivations, right? So in this particular moment with Jupiter going back into Scorpio, Saturn's going to station direct at 26 degrees Sagittarius on April 30th. So that's next week. We're talking about your survival instinct is meant to keep you alive. And sometimes it has you doing things that you would not choose, that undermine the very conscious intentions that you have for yourself in your life. And they undermine the very things that you say you believe are true about who you are in the world around you. This moment, and as we move from this moment through the spring, especially into the summer, especially once we get towards the end of August, we are really highlighting how our survival instinct undermines our convictions and how we are going to experience a magnification of the ways that our own beliefs, our own politics, our own morals are rooted in our survival instinct. You think you're really smart. And when I say you, I'm talking about me, but I'm talking to y'all, so I'm going to say you. You think you're really smart, you know? You have read so many books. You have a degree in political science. You're so rational. I mean, you are just a well-read academic. And God forbid all of those poor people who don't even vote. I mean, those like uncultured Black people down south, like, why do they do that? Like, you think you're so smart and you're so politically savvy and that you are so aware and well-read. But guess what? When it get down to it, you try to save your own life. So is everyone else. And so with that being said, even you, Mr. and Mrs. MX's Smarty Pants, even you make decisions and do things that are rooted in your survival instinct. And those are the things that come up into our awareness that we must face in the world around us. That you, for example, believe this is a really great example. You believe in abolishing prisons. Prisons are unjust. They must be abolished, right? But then at the same time, like, you about to go to court and testify against someone, and you definitely want this person to be locked up, right? Because your safety is rooted in this person being off the streets. So are you going to abolish prisons or no? Right? You believe that you don't believe in abortion, right? You believe that a woman's whatever is this, and that. You don't believe in abortion. You want abortion clinics to be closed. You want abortions to be outlawed. You want women to go into jail because they have abortions. And then you get pregnant, and what you gonna do? Or your mistress gets pregnant, and what you gonna do? Right? What you gonna do? Right? Do you have the means to have this baby? Oh, now it's getting real personal, right? You got an idea about your politics. You got an idea about the way the world should work. You have an idea about what you believe, but when it gets down to the get down, what you gonna do to save your own life? And how are you gonna reconcile your survival instinct and the choices you would make for yourself to preserve your own body with your larger politics? See, this is that moment where it's less about ideology and more about biology, right? It's more about what are you going to do to save your own life, right? Climate change. This is the Jupiter and Scorpio thing. The survival instinct shaping our politics, shaping our beliefs and the choices that we make, right? So that is what's happening this week. Not this week. Well, it kicks off this week because Jupiter's back into Scorpio. I don't have any more to say about that because that was a lot. I need to rewatch this video and like think for myself, like, dang, Dana, you think you smart too? So what you gonna do when you get down, get to the get down? That's the real question. What you gonna do? I want to say something else, but you know, I have been pulling back around the things that I comment on astrologically because I'm aware of my own bias, and I know that some topics are sensitive for people. So if you don't see me commenting on certain things that are happening that I might have commented on in the past, understand this is why, and this is why I'm going to refrain connecting this Jupiter and Scorpio and Saturn and Sagittarius stuff to something that's happening. Maybe I'll talk about it later on Twitter. I don't know. I don't want the trolls to come get me. But anyway, sorry, I'm back. Anyways, that's that on that. I need to let my windows down because it's like 72 degrees. I love y'all. Happy Monday. I'm going to put this video on YouTube. Go check out The People's Oracle on Twitter. Check me out on thepeoplesoracle.com. I've got my eclipse special going on, and you should take advantage of that. And I also have, I'm putting everything in my store on sale today. So as soon as I do that, I'll post it on here and on Twitter, and you should, at the very least, download the iCal files, the digital calendar files, so that you can look in your phone and see the date and the exact time that the moon is going to change signs. You should see the precise date that planets are going to change signs and station retrograde and what the degrees are and all of that stuff. You should really do that. Yeah, because it's very useful. I'm working on a lunar return workbook, and a lot of people have been asking me about like a personalized monthly horoscope reading. I'm thinking about offering that too. So anyways, hey Winter, hi Stephanie, hi everybody, Celeste. You guys have a great day. It's Monday. You better Monday before Monday is you. The app name again, it is not an app. It does not exist in the App Store. It is on my website, thepeoplesoracle.com, or shop.thepeoplesoracle.com, and it is a digital iCal file. You purchase it, you will receive a link in your email, and you download it, and you import the calendar file into your phone calendar or your computer's calendar, and in your time zone, it will show you every single date and time that the moon changes signs in the sidereal zodiac in 2019. And it will show you, if you download the sidereal transits iCal file, it will show you the dates and times that the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn change signs, dates and degrees of retrogrades, conjunctions, squares, and oppositions. And that's that on that. It's going on sale though, so don't buy it yet because I'm about to make it 15% off as soon as I get to my computer. All right, y'all have a happy Monday. Bye.